Hey, how's it going, everybody? My name is SockBot, and today, well, we're getting really close to the release of Dreams. It's in about a month now, so I guess at this point I'm going to start making, I guess release date videos, or like videos leading up to the release date? I don't know, I'll probably just make a lot of normal videos, but today's video at least involves the release of Dreams, and specifically who should actually be buying this game. Because I know that a lot of my game designer friends have been wondering this and thinking, oh well, is it worth it for this group of people and this group of people? And I'd say for just about everybody, yes. But the only group where it gets a little bit complicated is game designers. So I wanted to talk about that group of people today and why they may or may not want to participate within the game that is Dreams. And yeah, that's going to be the discussion today. So it's going to be very controversial, but also not really. So if you enjoy that sort of thing, leave a like down below. Feel free to subscribe to the channel if you want to see more, but no pressure as always. And yeah, let's get right into it. Now, when I talk about game designers, I mean people that are currently doing game design for a living and have experience with the Unity engine or various other game design engines and actually know how to use those sorts of things to make a full game. Now, if you are learning those right now, you are still a game designer. And technically, all of us are game designers. I am just trying to refer specifically to the people who work a lot within Unity or any of the other game design engines, because those people are in a very particular place when it comes to Dreams. When Dreams was released in early access and even in beta, one of the biggest things that people were wondering was, well, if it was like Little Big Planet, it's going to be very all-inclusive and not really exportable in terms of the games that you create within Dreams, and that's very much what we're seeing. We're not seeing a lot of options or, well, really anything that allows you to take things you make within Dreams and bring them outside of it. They are intending to introduce some sort of exporting features, though I think the only one that's really been, I want to say promised with quotes around it because that seems like the most confident I get. The only one that's been promised was 3D printing things. And so this is a concern for a lot of game designers who feel like they'll never be able to create content within Dreams and then bring it into their real game design career. And I think that that is a legitimate concern.
So I'm going to talk about three different game designers, one of which I know personally and the other two I follow online, and talk about how they particularly experienced Dreams and Little Big Planet, and how that would relate to why they should or perhaps should not buy Dreams. We'll obviously get to that conclusion at the end of the video, but yeah, let's get started with the first one.
So, for one, I don't know this person personally, so I can't say exactly how they feel about it, but I do know that there is a Ubisoft developer that I played a lot of their levels during Little Big Planet. If you look back right before Dreams was released in beta, I was working a lot to get out videos about what we can learn from Little Big Planet and what kind of tips we can take from Little Big Planet game creation that will transfer over into Dreams. And I actually ended up looking at this developer's levels, I think 5 or 6 times in a few videos, and well, they were amazing. And honestly, when I looked at the profile, I didn't know this was a game designer. It took me until actually reading their description that I figured out, oh hey, this person's not just fantastic at making games in Little Big Planet, they actually work for Ubisoft in Paris. That's awesome. Now, I don't know if this person is using Little Big Planet as a creative outlet because they don't get a whole lot of creativity within Ubisoft, which I think is the case for a lot of game designers that aren't working independently, being that you are creating a game that somebody else is directing. So I think that this sort of example shows a really specific type of person that does work in game design, but decides to use Little Big Planet, or now Dreams, as a creative outlet to explore different ideas outside of their day job. And I think that that's a fantastic reason for somebody that is into game design to purchase Dreams, or to be into Dreams in general if you already have gotten it. But that's just one person. I did see another example, though, for the person that I probably respect the most in the Dreams community right now. No offense to anybody that I may be respecting not as much. No, I respect all of you the same. But one person that I do respect a lot is Ms. Kitty Powers. And for one, I think that it's hilarious and awesome that a drag queen is part of Media Molecule, works for Media Molecule, and creates within Dreams. Now, I'm not sure if she's still employed there because, I mean, I've seen pictures of her there a lot, but I don't really know if she still works there. But I do know that she's very active and still very close with a lot of people that work at Media Molecule, and I also know that she creates a lot of Dreams within Dreams. She has a profile and is somewhat active on there and very often posts things. Now, there's a small caveat here, and that's why I didn't bring this example up first. I don't know if this person actually works and is working while they're creating these levels within Dreams, but it doesn't seem like they're being posted in any official way, and it also seems like Ms. Kitty Powers is working almost entirely off of community assets, and I didn't really see any from the Media Molecule released packs, but I may have missed one or two. But at least for the most part, she is working with the community assets, and she's not getting any special treatment in terms of these dreams either. So again, I think that this sort of thing, despite the fact that she does work in a big role at some game design company, even within that company, even within Dreams, the Media Molecule people that are working on Dreams don't get full creative freedom. Again, this is somebody that would want to use Dreams as a creative outlet. Another example that I would come up with if I had a person for this is more of just a hypothetical before I get onto the last real person, is somebody who works for one of these big game design companies or works for a very small game design company or anywhere in between and just wants to use Dreams as a place to test out ideas. And so as opposed to using it for some sort of leisure to have fun and maybe use some of your creativity that you don't get to explore in your big fancy game designer position or in your small fancy game designer position, because even if you're working on an independent game, it's really awesome and I'm so impressed that you are doing that, because gosh, I wish I could do that for full time. But regardless, for anybody that just wants to try something out and doesn't necessarily want to go all the way to creating a full game, or maybe just wants to create one level of something to see conceptually how it works, and to see perhaps if this could be a draft for a future game, I think Dreams is a fantastic platform for that. There's basically nothing that you can't create within Dreams. And so if you are interested in a concept, for example, if you're trying to come up with something for a horror sports game, which is one of the challenges I was given in a previous video when I was talking about combined genre games, actually that was almost a year ago now, but if you are trying to create something very weird or very different, or if you know exactly what you want to make and you just want to see what it looks like and maybe give a preview before you really delve into Unity again, or again, one of the other engines. I really should learn more name for these engines, but I don't know them as of right now. But it would be a fantastic option to use Dreams. And I think that anybody that is thinking about working in game design or already does and wants to try out some ideas, Dreams is a fantastic platform. Let's move on to the third real person example. And this person is a personal friend of mine, and as a Dreams and Little Big Planet and creative game-based channel, I think that everybody can find some sort of enjoyment out of Dreams, and this person does find a lot of enjoyment out of Dreams. The issue is they struggle a little bit with the logic, not in terms of not knowing it. They know as much as I do, if not far more, but the bigger issue comes with their basis within Unity. He struggles with it, not because he doesn't know it, but because there's a lot of things that he has run into that he can't do. And when he tells me these things, well, first of all, I'm like, I never thought of that, but at the same time, it's not just super complicated things. There are easier things that are just not as easy to do within Dreams that are easier to do in Unity. And that's fine. Perhaps for someone like that doesn't want to have to work within the logic within Dreams, that person may not want to work with Dreams and may not want to get the game to begin with. But again, that's only for someone that really is coming from a different logic system that has pre-expectations as to what logic should work like when it comes to a game design tool. His other part, though, had to do with Dreams and whether or not it's worth it to create within Dreams. I mentioned a little bit before about, well, if you are a game designer and you're working on games through Unity or through any other engine, and you spend a lot of time working on those games, what really is the point of working on games within Dreams where it will be limited to Dreams? As of right now, there is no sort of exporting feature to any other sort of program, and there's no real way to get someone to play your games within Dreams unless they own Dreams. And if you create something within Unity, well, nobody has to own Unity, they just have to download your game. And so there's a big difference there, and there is something to be said about what's the point. And I think for people like that, perhaps Dreams is not worth it, in the sense that you may be looking to create something, to really create a game, and really make a name for yourself within the game design community. And though you can use Dreams for that, you can, for example, how I use YouTube to put my creations out there, you can use Dreams to put your creations in your creativity out there and to get a sort of following within Dreams. Granted, that following can then follow you outside of Dreams, and it's a great way to get people from Dreams to follow your creations in real life. I mean, that is one of the reasons why I create within Dreams and Little Big Planet, is because it is accessible to all, and I think everybody should be creative, but also because I see some sort of future where either I'm talking about games or, well, creating them myself. So that is what I use it for, but he does not, and I'm totally fine with that. It makes sense, and I will never blame anybody that doesn't want to play a game. You don't want to play Dreams, don't play Dreams, but, like, I think it's great. And at the same time, I do know this person somewhat well, and if you're watching right now, sorry for calling you out, but I do know that this person has had a fantastic time creating within Dreams, even if they've been frustrated with it. And I know that the logic and the frustration with that does often lead into what's the point, because, well, he's right. I mean, all of those creations are probably not going to be worth the time versus money he will make off of them, as compared to when he works on a legitimate full game within Unity. And I do think that games within Dreams will become more legitimate once we see what the audience is like, but you know what? It's a fair point. Now again, this is all about game designers that have spent the majority of their time creating outside of these platforms. And, well, I'm a YouTuber that creates videos, well, mostly about Dreams, so obviously I think that everybody should get it. I think we're all on the same page there, right? But regardless, maybe we're not. If you think any other way than I do, feel free to let me know in the comments down below, and let's chat about it, because, well, I'm sure I didn't address everybody, and if I didn't address you in particular, let's chat. And if you are a game designer, especially let me know what you think, because I would love to do any sort of follow-up, talking with a few more of you that actually do this for a full-time job and or spend a lot more time in external creative engines. But regardless, I think that that is the end of this video, which is probably quite long at this point. Feel free to leave a like down below if you like the video. Feel free to subscribe if you want to see more, but no pressure as always. Thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you guys in the next video. But for now, goodbye! Bye, guys!